Grab your hooks and let's get inspired for the love of crochet. Hello, it's Caroline for the Love of Crochet, and I have a podcast for you of some finished objects as well as some works in progress and my plan. I have a plan. So if you'd like to hear and see what I made, feel free to stick around. And if you're new, thank you so much for returning. And well, this crochet podcast is new, so everyone's new. So if you're here again, thank you so much for watching. And thank you for joining me on my journey. I have some finished objects. I'm gonna start with my least favorite. And it is little Yoda here. Okay, his little belt came untied, but so his little belt, this is not my favorite thing to make. So I made two of them. So, I don't know what Yoda says. What does he say? What does Yoda say? Me so glad I'm done. Okay, so here is Yoda. He's done. And I got this pattern from a Star Wars book, which was a kit, and it came with the yarn and the needle and everything you need, but it only gave you enough yarn to maybe make 2 projects. I don't know if it has like everyone's, let's see. Well, I know you can make this guy, this guy, this guy. I know it comes out backwards. I'm sorry. That's because I can see myself. I know that I'm in the camera. Anyways, you can make quite a few projects in this. Chewbacca, RTD2, Jabba, Boba Fett, Darth Vader. So all of these are in here. Han Solo, lots of characters. So those kits are kind of cool, but they aren't the best written patterns in my opinion. And this was the first thing I ever crocheted in Amigurumi. So it was not easy. And I did it. So if you're new and you haven't done Amigurumi, they are not that hard. Just time. I wouldn't even say it's time consuming because making a blanket takes longer. These, you have little pieces that you finish and you feel so accomplished. So my 2 Yodas are done. Okay, on to my very special project. I got requested to make the bunny, and so I decided to do mine while I was doing hers from that yarn that I loved, and this is all that I have left now. I love that yarn, and this is what came out. This is Baby Cake Bunny. Baby Cake, I think his name is Baby Cake, and this pattern is by Nina's Time on Etsy. Now I love that you get the little belly button. I don't know how to do the nose to where you stitch it and then when you pull it, it kind of contours the face. I don't know how to do that, and I didn't look it up, so I just did it. I also used a full strand of yarn, and I think in retrospect, I may just take the strand apart to make his eyes thinner. I also used a very light brown on his nose, and I think I would like to use pink on this one. So yeah. Now with her pattern, you get this lovely pattern to make this collar, this little ruffly collar. It's really adorable and cute. You also get a pattern to make overalls for your bunny, or a ruffle skirt, or also the swaddle. The swaddle blanket comes with this pattern. So you get a lot of things in that pattern, and it's called Baby Cake and by Nina's Time on Etsy. And for all the things you get, I think it was $5-ish dollars. Anyways, this is so cute. So this is the one I made for me. But the one that I was requested to make was, look at this little bag. This is so cute. This is a Tea Doddles bag. So awesome. Okay, so here's the pink bunny. I used brown for the nose, and again, in retrospect, I think I would thin up that yarn and take the strand apart to make it just a little thinner. I did do the thinner eyes on this one because I learned from the first one. And this yarn, this one came out much smaller. This yarn is so luxurious to work with. It's called Baby Rainbow by Loops and Threads. Is it Loops? Yeah. And it's a number 4 weight yarn. And it just feels so smooth. There is more than one strand in there, so like you could take it apart and make it even thinner. So, see all those little strands? But it's so soft. This is so soft. And it's called Baby Rainbow. I have this in blue and yellow. And this just feels so soft. I love it. It's so sweet. And so this was requested, and so they wanted a pink bunny, so I made a pink bunny. And then again, I did the little belly button. So cute. Okay, so those are my 2 little bunnies. I'm doing doubles here. Now, if you saw this bag, it has a square bottom, which is awesome. And it was perfect for holding all the little parts when you crochet these little amigurumis. It's a cute little bag, as big as my head. And it does that. This is a T-Doddles. She's on Etsy. And from what I understand, and they're reversible. Ta-da! Cute. And when you buy this, you get like a tee, some charms, and these like little tags, charms, tee, and yarn, most important, yarn. A little skein of sock weight yarn by Southern Skein. So what you get is, but it's all in the picture. So if you're interested, I know she's not, I think she's gonna stop doing these little bags or well, you can see my little doggy back in the corner. She's the one banging on the door. So yeah, this is really cute for holding all the little parts for amigurumi. Okay, and then for my most prized, I wanted to cry when I finished this. It is a granny square bag. So in my last podcast, I had just this panel done, and I had started doing the second panel. Well, I did it. I did it. And I learned a lot. So here I used a slip stitch instead of a single crochet I did a double side to make it very strong for holding. And then the fact that I used this granny square with a very small needle, I think I used a 3.75 or a 4 millimeter, and this was a really thick yarn. I think it required like a 6. And so my granny squares came out super tight, very tight. I just love it. When I finished it, I wanted to cry because it just came together so well. And the only thing that you can see are the stitching, because I wanted to make it very secure here. I basically sewed, oh, you can't see, I sewed all the way around here, but you can only see this part for some reason. I don't know how I did it. But you can't see it on the other side really, and it just blends in. Okay, in retrospect, I learned that I did not get the square look that I was looking for, and that's because I didn't do the seaming on the outside for the edging. And if I were to do this again, I'll turn it inside out so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so in retrospect, see how you get that little edging when you're seaming them together? I would want that on the outside because it gives a nice shape. Now it looks great the other way, but I would like that square look to it if I did this again, or if you're gonna make one. I didn't do anything on the top because I really like it that way. But I am so happy. I wanted to cry, like I said, when I finished it because, well, granny squares are near and dear to my heart. My mother taught me to crochet, and she would always start the center for me, like the very first row, because I could never figure out, like my brain would not figure that out as a child. And so once she started it, then yes, I could follow the pattern and, you know where I needed to do corners. But beginning it, I couldn't do it. So she would always start my granny squares for me. And so yes, this is my finished granny square bag. I love it. I'm so happy. I did it all on my own and it came together so beautiful. I just love it. Okay, so that was my prize to make this week. Let's see what else. Oh, I'm wearing a top. This is the Easy Crochet top. I know I can't scoot back in this chair. And it's very nice. I love the detailing on the, and it's easy. And you're just leaving a space really. And I did this one double because I ran out of yarn. I am notorious for starting a project with a color I love and then finding out, oh, I don't have enough. So I guess I'm gonna have to pick another color and do whatever. I'm just go as you go. Oh well. So I had to make it a different color, but it's a reversible. So, I can wear it this way, or I can turn it around and be pink and have the pink in the front. This is a Easy Crochet top by Sigoni Macaroni. Love that name. She's a YouTuber, and she gives lots of advice, lots of good things on her channel. And she has this tutorial on her YouTube. So I'll link everything below as usual. But this is my favorite color to wear. And yeah, so I really like this. I really like this top. It's very nice and cool and easy. It's so soft. I think this is Simply Soft, Caron Simply Soft yarn. Okay, so let's see. I did the baby cake, my granny square. Okay, now for my ongoing. I mentioned in the last podcast that I was going to be making sponges and washcloths, so I did start making my sponges. So I just use the African flower design, and I use let me grab it. Okay, so I went and grabbed it. I use the Scrubby Sparkle with Red Heart. I can only find it at Joann's. I never find it at Michael's. So this is the Scrubby Sparkle. I know it's backwards, but it says Scrubby Sparkle. This one is Hobby Lobby's version, and it's Yarn Bee Scrubology. Now, they are slightly different. Hobby Lobby's yarn has a lot more holographic coming through, whereas this one, it's just white, just whites only. This one has a little bit of a sparkle because of that holographic tone. So I tend to like the Hobby Lobby's version better. But yeah, I just, get all kinds of colors and make an African flower. And I make 2 of them. And then I just put them back to back. And they are my favorite thing. They are my favorite thing to make, to take on the go, because it's really easy to hold in my hand. I already know this pattern by heart. And this is just what I keep in the car. So when I'm in a doctor's office or something, or when I'm taking my child to the park, this is what I work on. Very easy to make. And they're my favorite sponge. So yeah. So I've been making those. Also, I have a plan. So for the large group of yarn, I have a big box of yarn that I was donated to make objects for the Cross City Church yarn ministry, and they deliver blankets and hats and all kinds of things to the pregnancy care center in my valley, as well as the cancer care patients. They have shawls and lap blankets and hats, and also to the homeless. So I have a plan. These are, I'm gonna grab my 2 baskets. This is my first batch of yarns that I felt went together. This kind of has all of these colors. And so my plan is I'm gonna make granny squares just using the colors, but to tie I'm gonna make granny squares. I know it. I'm gonna make granny squares in each of these colors till I run out. Little ones. And then I'm going to back them all, or do a row of a color that I'm going to use to attach all of them to. So that's going to be my main color. I haven't picked my main color to go with this, but it'll probably be a gray, and it'll probably be Simply Soft, because this yarn is, these 2 yarns are Simply Soft, and this one has that same feel, but it's the same thinness, and this one as well. So I have a plan. So I know what I'm going to do. So that's something I will start. And then same thing with this one. This one is mauves and purples. I have 2 big balls of this, and then this pink, this purple, and this gorgeous purple. This is my favorite color too. I love this dark. So again, I don't think I have enough to like make a shawl. So I think these are gonna be lap blankets or baby blankets, and I'm gonna do the same plan. I'm gonna make a bunch of granny squares until I run out of this yarn, and then they all have the same background that I'm going to attach them with, a good solid background. I'm hoping that comes out good. That is my plan so far, so we'll see how that turns out. So those are my 2, and let's see what else. I have not done any progress on my Casablanca mosaic yet, and there was another one. I don't think I remember. Okay, so that is my crochet podcast for today. Okay, so that is all I have for you in this crochet podcast. Let me know what was your favorite. I would love to hear from you. Talk to you soon. Bye.